There's something about summer air that's sickeningly sweet. A sour aftertaste that just never quite leaves your mouth. Maybe it's the warm memories it holds, or a moment to finally recollect yourself. But there's a level of unknown melancholy whenever summer shows up on my doorstep. As a 20-year-old who's nearing 21, summer's expectations now coexist with the uncertainty of the future. We are pressured into knowing what our grandiose plan is that supposedly provides the framework for the rest of our lives. Yet we are often left with more questions than answers. I think I've always been the type of person who needs a plan. A backup plan, and then a backup to the backup plan. Where there's a crease, there's a fold, and where there's a tear, there's a mend. If there is no plan, anxiety settles in while the lack of control feels unstoppable, as the weight of the unknown is dancing on my fingertips, almost as if the universe was purposely trying to mock me. Over the past 2 years, I have been an unwavering planner, interwoven with a go-go-go mentality that rarely budged as I moved from obstacle to obstacle, battling whatever lay ahead, believing this one-track mindset would lead me into a direction of fervent success. Intentionally designing moments in my life like a game of Tetris, filling the gaps to seize control, consumed my mundane life, up until the moment it wouldn't. I was convinced and hopeful that I would be off in DC or anywhere else but here this summer, exploring a possible career, meeting so many new like-minded faces as I tirelessly spent weeks on end polishing several essays that would explain why I was an ideal candidate for a multitude of internships, scholarships, and potential job prospects. I thought by somehow believing in the grand law of the universe, I would receive one, and would find a way to bend the outcome of my summer via the bootstraps of my own determination. But instead, I'm sitting in my overheated 80-degree bedroom having felt the most lost since I've come to college, gazing at a series of, unfortunately, emails lining the top of my inbox. I can hear the universe laughing at me. All of the hard work building up to this moment was all for nothing, and the looming pressure of the lack of control and anxiety silently kick in, as it simultaneously turns me into a shadow of myself. Was this all for nothing? Am I wasting time? Am I falling behind? Where did it go wrong? What am I gonna do now? Regardless of knowing that I can't plan every single little detail in my life, I am a planner to my detriment, and for the blocks to completely fall out of place despite situating myself in a position that had a great deal of intention and forethought, was a sudden wake-up call for how I construct my life if I don't have some extravagant game plan. I have always been the type of person to worry about the future, so I'm constantly constructing escape routes as a safety blanket to alleviate my fear of the unknown. However, as we all know, the machinations of the world always finds mysterious ways of guiding us. As the universe is constantly reminding me, and humbling me to no extent, there are things I will never be able to fully control, and I have to live with that, no matter how much I wish I could. And, as juxtaposing as this sounds, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Something about this cosmic universe provides a sense of ease that compels me to believe that somehow everything will be okay, regardless of the challenges I face. Letting go of the need to control things in my life is something I'm still learning because the uncertainty of it all is something just so genuinely terrifying because I'm not sure what's in store for me. But isn't there beauty in that? To take risks despite the off chance that they don't work. That every day can be different and have new things to offer that we couldn't even imagine. To open up our hearts to love and to see the beautiful things in life despite the uncertainties that will follow. To feel so inherently human and realizing that we are destructible, but resilient nonetheless. There's this silly little quote from the silly little movie that follows me everywhere.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
And it has been a common theme throughout my adulthood. I oftentimes get so caught up in the monotony of life, over preparing for my future and making endless plans, that I'm inadvertently drowning myself because of the necessity to feel an ounce of control over something that is unknown, rather than relishing in the present. I don't want to be on my deathbed wishing I could have spent more time in the present because I was constantly thinking about the future and its uncertainty. The unpredictability of life is something we all deal with, and even though there will always be a lingering anxiety and lack of control, I know what I do have in my control. The ability to live more in the present and ground myself in those around me, nature, friends, family, art, to love unapologetically around me and to take every single day as it comes, one day at a time, one breath, and one moment, to hold those who are close to me because that's what gets me through the distress of everyday life, and to create and surround myself with things that I'm passionate about. I often forget that we are given such a small probability to exist, and to breathe it all in while we have now, and soak it all up while it's here, and doing things that force us to take charge of our own life comforts me like a warm blanket. This summer was not exactly what I was expecting, but it has admittedly humbled me to sit back and appreciate the things I already have in my life that I've taken for granted, and allowed me an opportunity to start unlearning bad habits that have managed to follow me through my life, as well as developing and deepening connections with people I would have never thought of, and rediscovering my love for video making and storytelling. This couldn't have been a coincidence, right? Now, I don't know where I'll be in 5 years, 20 years, let alone 1, but I hope she'll look back and remember the time she was able to live in the moment and love it, despite the fear of the future and its adversities. Though I will always battle with the idea of uncertainty and the unknown, and won't know the answers or explanations to things, maybe there's a reason I put trust in the universe, because the uncertainty in life is something that is incontrollable. So all we can do is ride the wave and believe things will work out in our favor even if our plans don't exactly go the way we want them to. To just be is more than enough.